All right, we're getting started. Bill is not going to be with us tonight. Although if we have any questions, I can text him and he will.
Well, he's actually logged in.
It shows him up coming
Yeah.
out.
Well, I think he's ready to jump in if not, but he is in
Another meeting.
a conference call relative to college and his son, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Paul,
And
Paul,
I think
can you hear me?
Stan is just coming in.
Hi, Bill.
Paul? Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, Trent and Deb are getting started without me, so I could pop into the meeting. I'm only on by audio. I'm on a phone, so
Okay.
I'll do my best.
All right.
Okay.
This is the May 16th meeting of the Berlin Board of Health being conducted on Zoom. Anybody that needs to speak and wishes to speak will be granted that opportunity. Meeting is being recorded for review later today or whenever, and we are going to proceed.
Okay.
First, are you still there, Bill?
Oh, he just muted.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Yep. I'm here.
Anything you want to start with?
We can just buzz through. I think I talked to yourself and Sue, but again, I threw First Parish Church on in case Joni wanted to come in and talk to the board, but she never contacted me about this meeting, and I guess I won't put it on unless I hear from her in the future.
Right. Yep.
I did tell her the 6th meeting was in person, so I don't know if she'll choose to come, but again, it's up to her.
Okay.
Coburn Road, waiting to hear from Vaughn. He was waiting to get the soundproof backing delivered for the fencing. So I'm waiting to hear from him.
All right.
And then the next is looks like transfer station flyers, so that's probably not me.
That's
No,
we'll jump over that and deal with it a little later.
Oh, okay. Then that would bring us to Title V inspection reports. Carter Street was a pass that was done as part of that ZBA approval for the addition that's proposed. 27 Brigham Road is a pass, but it did call out a garbage grinder and the fact that brush is beginning to grow over the leach area. So I've drafted a letter stating that the garbage grinder has to be removed and the brush be removed. So Paul, when that letter is ready for signature, I'll let you know.
Okay.
And then the 311 South Street came in late. It didn't make the agenda. It's up to the board if you want to discuss it tonight or bump it to next meeting, but it's a failure. So again, it'll just get a standard letter indicating the failed system must be upgraded within 2 years.
What address was that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
311 South Street. Again, it came in after I had sent Sue my list, so we can address it tonight as long as it's in the minutes, or we can bump it to next meeting, whatever the board likes to do.
No,
Well,
we'll
it was-
address it tonight.
Go ahead, Sue. I'm sorry.
I said, we've already talked about it. We should address it tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I've already drafted that letter also, Paul. So once they're typed, I'll have 40 Barnes Hill Road, 27 Brigham, and the 311 South Street all at once.
Okay. All
Yep.
right.
What was the 40 Barnes Hill?
That was from last meeting. They had a water filter discharging into the system, and it has to be removed. But it took me a while to get the correct address of the owner, so I did get that today.
Okay, so you did, okay.
It was actually last meeting, but yeah, I just want to let you know that letter will be over also.
Okay.
I think that's
All right.
all I had.
And Donna, I asked Bill today what the
Yeah.
average cost of a septic system is.
Okay,
And he told me between 20 and 40,000.
20 and 40. Okay, I
Yeah.
heard
It
a
can-
lot higher.
It can go higher.
Okay, because I think we have 46.
We have 46. That's all we have. So
Okay. Okay. We may have to go forward with that if something.
Those
right?
numbers are probably, I mean, I gotta think they're 20 years old. The septic loan system program went into effect many, many years ago.
Right,
And if you consider inflation and, just cost of diesel, construction equipment, it's a whole different world right now.
right.
We were trying to figure out if we could squeeze one septic loan out of what we have, so.
Well.
Yeah,
if
it's
it-
possible. It's just very site specific, if there's a high groundwater
Right.
table and there's a lot of
Right.
fill and a pump needed, that number can certainly go way over 40.
Right, well, I guess the backstory is that the woman did call me. And she said that she's representing elderly people and they may need to sell their house at some point. But it seems like if they're gonna turn around and fix it and then sell their house with all the paperwork and then there's a lien on the property, then that'd be discharge at closing. Why don't they just put something in saying
Right.
that, the Title V would be
Absolutely,
done?
they should be made
Right.
aware that they
Yeah.
can sell the property without the improvement.
Right.
Somebody just has to pay for it in the final paperwork.
Right, and
What-
that would make the most sense because trying to even get this program on its feet again the paperwork is
Cumbersome, it's cumbersome at best.
and it's outdated. So that's where I'm concerned, not confused, but concerned, not even sure how to go about it. I mean,
Do we have the name of the property owners?
we do not have the name or the address. I asked.
And we have the name of the realtor, though?
Nope.
No?
Oh, Bill, the lady you spoke with, do you remember what her name was?
I think, Amy House, I think she's a financial advisor.
Okay, so she's not, okay. Amy House.
She may not really, when I hear the words financial advisor, that type of individual may not really be plugged into the realities of what has to happen in a situation like this.
Right, yeah,
That seems to me it should require a conversation with either Bill or myself or somebody so that she fully understands that there are options. They don't actually have to repair the system or replace the system at this point.
okay, because I
Because
think,
that seems like, to me, it would just be generating a lot of paperwork for a short-term period.
and it's gonna take a good amount of paperwork, plus, it has to go, I don't know, something to do with the assessors, or it has to go on the real estate bill.
Yeah.
Okay,
And there's a lot,
right.
yeah, so I don't know, I'm a little over my head with it. I mean, if I
Yeah.
have to do it, I can, I think.
So we don't have an address or anything?
No, I asked and she said she wasn't comfortable giving it out. And it's probably 'cause
Well-
the system is in failure, but I mean, it's not gonna,
If you hear from her again,
yeah,
tell her that she either has to talk with Bill or myself.
okay,
um,
all right, because I said
And
would
and we can
probably,
shake down the reality for her.
okay.
Um,
Because what would
And-
probably, I can get her name and number or contact info and forward it to you guys if you want. Because I did mention we would probably be talking about it.
Okay. good.
But I'm
good.
also not sure if it's just the straight 5% interest rate, because there were like different amounts saying you could get 0, you could get 3 or 5 based on your income, but I don't even know if that's even valid. I mean, I had to go scramble to try and get new income guidelines on, the internet, so it was,
I bet it's been at least 10 years since we've issued a septic loan.
I think it's longer than that.
Oh, I think it is too. I'm being conservative. It's at
Yeah,
least
'cause-
10.
Because they had somebody who was, I forget the verbiage, the lady who actually, she got $10,000 stipend to manage the program. Christine something?
Turner.
Yes, that's, and
She got a stipend to manage the program?
I think it was something about $10,000 in the paperwork, I think.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know, did she get paid or did she not? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Right, but that's
Mm.
some, and she resigned, I think, I want to say like 03. So
Yeah,
this,
Something
this,
like that.
yeah, so this hasn't been running quite a long time. So,
The banks will usually set it up and hold it at, the sale, so much money in escrow.
right,
As
Yeah.
Paul was saying, up to 2 years or whatever, but they sometimes like to see a bid, if the system is in failure, so.
yeah, I think,
That's
well,
without us, that's
Right.
just basic. you know.
Okay, so when she does reach back out, because I said we'd probably discuss it Tuesday, I will get her info and I'll.
Yeah,
send both
tell her
Colin Bill.
tell her that we need her info.
Right,
We don't necessarily need the property address or whatever, but we want
Right.
to make sure that she's informed properly so that she can deal
Right.
with her clients properly.
yeah,
Mm. Fun.
yeah. Yeah, because it looks like even if it's 5%, if that's the only interest rate, I don't know what the rates are right now, but I know my home equity line was 6.25. So, but that's like a 10-year.
Yeah, we don't,
Yeah.
I don't think we need to know the rates right now. I mean, we got,
Okay.
this has to bubble more to the top in terms of,
Okay,
is it going to move forward?
okay,
Right now, I think there's a lack of information, pertinent information
yeah,
with the person that you talked to.
okay,
And we have to start there. And-
okay,
And just, as far as I'm concerned, you can be blunt and tell her that. You know, we need more information, she needs more information, and that's the bottom line. We're willing to help, but we don't deal in a vacuum.
yep. And I did put that PAF in that drawer. I don't know if one of you guys.
I
got that.
signed it,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, I don't
signed
know what the termination date was. I just put it for Monday because that's when I found out about
it.
it.
Yeah, I think it was this past Saturday, but Monday
Okay.
should be fine.
Hmm. So I'm assuming Stan knows about it then.
Oh, yeah, he was the
Okay.
one, he was the one that informed me that Tony was
Okay,
done.
all right.
That
Okay,
is true.
okay.
Do we have anything else for Bill?
Bill, yes.
No,
Bill, I didn't,
Yep.
I haven't made an appointment with Kristen because this coming Thursday in the morning, I'm not available, so I'm gonna shoot for next Tuesday if that's amenable on your end.
As far as I know, it should be. I don't have my schedule in front of me. My mornings have been a little tricky this couple week or two, so that was no problem at all. So yeah, just
All
it's
right,
gonna
I'll-
work out. Just send me a text.
Yep, and I'll go for 9 o'clock.
and what was
All right.
this meeting again? Because I'm taking
This
notes.
is relative to Bellevue Road,
Bellevue, okay,
and I think I'm gonna talk to Kristen about inviting our new fire chief so that we don't have to regurgitate a bunch of information, that he's aware of what the situation is.
good idea.
Okay,
All right, if there's nothing else for Bill, I don't have anything else for him.
I don't either. Let's cut them loose.
Well,
All right.
the
Well,
only,
have a good night.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Bill, thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
I was just gonna speak on the, something, we got a thing on the tobacco hearing or something like that, Paul, but that's dealing with.
Yeah, I guess Joan, whatever,
yeah.
something on Joan's end, and it's getting rescheduled. I don't know if it's gonna be for the 6th or whatever, but
She's
Yeah,
on-
I texted her. I'm sorry, I emailed her because when I spoke to her, she was driving back from Kentucky with a son from college. So
boy.
she said, when I get back Monday, I'll email you the information on the hearing. So I let a week go by, and then I emailed her, and I think I forwarded it to you. It
Yep.
slipped her mind. She said she'd get right on it, but I still haven't seen anything.
okay.
So I guess without that information, she has a template for the hearing notice. He can't really move forward, but he knows he can't sell. He knows we're not renewing his permit until the fine is paid.
Okay,
So, that's where it stays right now.
And to the best of your knowledge, there's no need to publicize that hearing. That's just the Tobacco Alliance, them and us involved.
Right. It's
Okay.
really the notice to him that I think she has a template for. Yep.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Very good.
okay. Now, what if he just decides to pay the fine? Then can we just move forward with if
I
he
think so.
applies again? Okay, so yeah, that would just,
Well,
because
he
he's,
sent us the application and check, and I said, "Do you want the
Right.
check back?" And he said, "No, hold it." So it's sitting
Okay.
at my office, but I don't
Oh,
know that it's
really?
going to go anywhere.
right, so if he pays a $2,000 fine, then he can go forward.
Then we'd move forward with renewing his license.
Right,
yes.
that seems silly that he's, I don't know, okay, okay.
We won't go there.
All righty.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Good
All
night.
right,
Good night,
Bill,
Ellie.
thank you.
Right, Bill.
Yep. Good night.
Hi, Stan.
Hello.
You, nothing. I'm glad.
And
There
first
you
of all,
are.
Stan, do you have
Well,
anything, any updates or anything relative to transfer station that the board should know about? I know you and I talked, but if there's anything that should go before the whole board, I mean, we know, or I'll say, I think we know, Tony has submitted his resignation. He was done as of
Correct.
this past Saturday.
Correct.
So we are now in the need of another individual, and we're still looking for that, I'm
Back up.
gonna call it a SWAT individual to come in when we need them.
Right.
Okay, are we budgeted for that third person? Because Mary Arata brought that up, the backup person or whatever.
Yes.
We are budgeted?
We've always been. It's like
Okay,
who I
Once
budget
not, right.
for a
okay,
certain amount of hours, and I don't care who fills it.
okay.
Right,
Yeah, no, that was just one of her questions when she's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's put it back on Indeed. Oh, let's do
Now-
this. Oh, you gotta talk to the personnel board. And I'm like, what? So, okay.
All right. So, I mean, what is the time off policy? What's time off policy for the helpers? Do they have any like paid days for the year kind of thing? I mean, or is
No.
it basically if they just don't
No.
work, they don't get paid? So,
No, you do. And I'm still trying to figure out your accruals for this fiscal year. I know what they are for next fiscal year. So
Oh,
you
okay.
get like 2 weeks vacation.
Woo.
I forget how much personal and sick. It's just and it's front loaded. So, if you take it, don't leave. Don't
Okay.
quit.
the part-time attendants get no benefits, no
No.
time off, no sick leave or anything
All
like
right.
that.
So I
Neither
guess
does
that's
your
where
admin.
that's where this thing. Sorry, what, Donna?
I don't get any either.
Oh.
You do. So,
Well, that's what comes with the fancy title that I have.
Yeah, that's
Put
it,
on the
that's
screen.
it.
yeah.
Well, so I mean, I spoke to Paul a little bit about this, and when you say Paul, we talking to the full board kind of thing. So, I mean, my thinking for this on-call kind of thing is, yes, if that person is working in replacement of one of the helpers and they're not getting paid, just as Sue said, who cares who gets paid as long as, somebody's working, we've got the hours covered. I mean, I assume we're budgeted for as many hours as there are in the year, right? So, I mean, we budgeted
That's
for 52
correct.
weeks, and yeah, so it doesn't matter whether they work 50 Saturdays and somebody comes in on call 2 Saturdays, or whether
Right.
or whether there's never any on call. So,
Correct.
but the other question, or the other thought that I had, was that I kind of felt like this on call person should be more in keeping with maybe someone that replaces me. Because I mean, at this point, I didn't think that either of the attendants were going to be, doing that anytime soon, as far as accepting checks, as far as answering questions. I mean, they both were very
Yeah.
deferential to me anytime people ask questions, and go ask Stan, go ask Stan, go ask Stan.
Right.
So, unless we find a strong candidate who is working, is doing just these Saturdays, I almost feel like this on-call person should be someone that's capable of being me. In which case, do we need to, is there more of a need for budget money? Because like you said, if I'm getting paid on a day that I'm off, then we would need to be able to be paying somebody else.
Right, what
if they
you're
were being
saying
paid.
is, really what we're looking for is somebody who's capable of a higher level of performance to fill in, should you not be there, relative to collecting checks and filling out proper paperwork.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
right,
a
yes.
skill beyond,
And be willing to answer those questions as far as,
Right,
you take
yep.
this, well, what do we do? How do I dispose of this? I mean, it just
Right.
right now, all those questions come to me. I mean, certainly Eddie and Tony were both, and they're relatively new too. So not to be, that's to be expected, I think, but.
It's gonna take longer for part-timers to get really
Sure,
in the fold or in the know relative to all those questions, and
yeah,
we're gonna have to deal with the ups and downs of that, unfortunately.
Right.
But that's
Right.
just the way it is.
And I am familiar with most everything down there, but not some of the nitty gritty, like what pile does a washing machine go in?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
worst case, I'm on backup there if need be, but
Right,
Well,
right.
it
I
would
don't
be
like that
nice to
being
get
called worst case, Donna, but.
like a real, real person. Oh, now what about, when you talk to Phil, Sue, is he still, he's still on the payroll? We haven't, do we know anything?
I,
Oh,
yeah, No.
what is happening with him?
Yeah,
he just says he's selling that part of the business
right,
as of July 1st, so we're not gonna get those customers.
right.
Um,
Unless they don't want to go with somebody else,
yeah,
but,
and he's keeping another part of his business,
oh,
and he's never once
What are you
mentioned,
doing? I just shut the door because it was wide open.
he's never once mentioned that he's interested in filling in or anything. And
Okay.
I've been very carefully listening for the last 2 years.
okay. Because I know he took an application and a job description. Well, he took two, and we only heard back from Eddie, so I don't know.
Because he likes you, Donna. He was flirting with you.
Oh, geez. But he wouldn't come and pick up my trash one time. He was only doing full loads, and I didn't have enough. That's okay. I found somebody else. So,
So
okay,
I don't think he has a real interest, and I think we can probably remove him from the payroll listing.
okay, we'd have to do a PAF to get him off.
Yeah,
Is that something we should do for the end of this fiscal year? Probably.
probably.
I'll make it a point to touch bases with him.
Yeah.
Hopefully this
Okay.
week, just to verify that.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you never know.
Because
He may
he's,
want to,
he may not be the most communicative person in
Okay.
terms of what his plans are, because he's probably in a state of flux, he's selling the business, whatever, and
yeah,
no harm, no foul. So we'll just ask him,
Right.
see what he wants.
yeah, because he may want to fill in once or twice, but
Yeah.
or not,
like
because
he
I
would.
guess,
He's-
we gotta get a yes or no or something,
Yeah, he's certainly capable. He knows the
Right.
ropes down there.
Right.
I think Stan and I both have learned a few things from him. I know I have anyhow.
Yep.
Yeah,
In terms of the equipment, so.
okay,
And if he's not really under the gun all the time, he might be amenable to it. So
Okay.
Yep.
he could be our, ace in the hole when it comes to challenging situation, but
Yeah, and
I'll
he
chat
was-
with him.
He
okay,
was never able to fill in on Wednesdays and Thursdays because he had his trash room.
Because
Sure.
it was root, right?
but if he's selling that part of the business,
He may be available.
right, you never
Yeah.
know.
I'll
But
have
this, I
that
don't really
conversation.
understand that though, Sue, because he's done in the morning, isn't he? I mean, he's done dumping in the morning. or just
Typically, he's
collect-
done by noon time.
Huh,
No, but Phil doesn't like to work too hard.
All right,
neither
okay.
do
fair enough.
I.
However,
Well-
when we did the budget, I based it on Phil was the highest paid at the time, other than the
Okay.
manager.
Okay,
So I
Okay.
based all the part-time workers on Phil's pay. So I
Okay.
know, everybody, so if we hired someone less and paid them less than Phil, but I think all of them are about the same range right now.
we
So I
weren't
think
that far
we're good.
apart.
Yeah,
Well, I had another candidate that I was talking to as far as trying to be this, fill-in person too, but I haven't gotten him to commit to that yet. And he would be more of the higher caliber, able to answer.
Yeah, he would be
question.
more, if I know who you're talking about, he'd be able to slide in a little easier into what you do.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not see if you can have that conversation with him and, just find out which way he's leaning. I mean, we don't
Right.
need an immediate decision, but it would be good to get things squared away again once.
Right.
Not,
Yeah, I mean, I'd
say
like to
once
get a
and for all, I
commitment.
won't say
Yeah.
that, but,
even if it's just a commitment that says, willing to do it, based on availability,
Right. yeah.
then, and we might find that we have a couple of those people that
Right.
we just have in our back pocket, and they're, I don't know what it takes to have them on the books or what that all means. Donna, maybe you can answer that better,
bit.
but so,
A bit of paperwork. Yep.
Yeah.
okay.
Takes a PAF and a medical examination.
Okay.
and
The
in the
correct
appropriate
doctor.
terms.
Right.
Yep.
right.
All those damn medical examinations.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no, that's a good point, yep.
Yeah. But once
And
they're
especially
on,
if
they're
it's
on,
something
you
we're
know?
paying for, then that's, it's not
Right.
like we want to have 5 or 6 people we're picking from. We want to have it down to a couple for sure.
Yeah, right.
But like with Phil, he's already on the books. So once you're
Oh.
on, even if you only
There you
work
go.
2 shifts a year, you
Yep.
know.
Right,
but,
Yeah, that's a path of least resistance, certainly.
Absolutely.
For some of our needs.
Yeah.
yep,
Okay.
Let me ask you, Stan, before we get into transfer station renewal forms and all that, have you seen, I know, I'm aware that Highway has been doing a great job at compacting or pushing
Well, they
out
really
the
have.
metal container
they really have,
and open
without being
top.
asked. I mean, they're,
And they moved a kind of decrepit container that at one point we were gonna get rid of, but it still
Yep.
serves a purpose.
Yep.
They moved in that in line with others. And I would have to give my kudos to Highway. They've been super cooperative.
well, yeah,
and-
100% agree, and they come when not even asked, and
Yeah.
always come when asked. So yes, they've been phenomenal.
I mean, that's, we can't ask for more than that, particularly when
No,
they show up
absolutely not.
even without being asked. They just
Ma-
know that
They do.
these things need to be
Yep.
done, so.
Yep.
Maybe a generous letter from them to them and to the selectmen about them would go a long
Absolutely,
way.
Bobby, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great. I would
Oh, did
definitely,
you get-
I would definitely co-sign that.
Did you get the new porta potty? Is that all straightened
Yes.
out?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
We
And it
don't
works.
Being
Works
outside.
great.
And it works.
Good.
And right now we're on schedule for every other week with them. Is that the idea?
Yes.
I believe
That's
Yeah.
my understanding.
Okay. So I'll monitor that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
And, the weather will come into play with that, so just,
Sure.
whatever you think needs to happen there, Stan,
Mm.
just keep us surprised.
Will do.
It's so nice to have a transfer station manager be involved in all of this.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
We just got to give him some backup.
No, you
Yeah.
guys have been great. You guys have been
And
great.
I got the email from Donna that Propane Ted finally got his check.
Yes, I
Hallelujah.
sent that to Sue too, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Good gravy. And that was on him. So,
Yeah, it was on him because he
Yeah.
provided the wrong information.
but
So
we've got all the paperwork set. We've got a new W-9 with the correct address, so he'll be
I
good to
I
go
will
going
be
forward.
talking to him because we have mattresses accumulating. We're not full yet, but
Oh, it's the same person?
yeah, he took the propane tanks and the mattresses and he just
Okay.
charged per mattress what other companies charge if we deliver, but he came and picked them up for that same price.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I don't know if that was in part because he was able to pull out 80 propane tanks or whatever.
Oh, sure. To offset.
Whatever
He
works.
had a
Could be.
he had a twofer going on.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But he's asked me about that, so we'll just see how that goes. I don't think we have enough to call in for Freon removal yet.
No, I'd say that could go for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But the only other thing I wanted to bring up before the flyer was just that
Please.
I did take the first, so
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
first off.
yeah,
I took the first batch of returnables.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was able to get 13 bags in my trailer
Wow.
and probably 15, 18 boxes in the bed of my truck. It was $259, which was certainly well worth it. It's only about a third of what Eddie had sorted. So just
Wow.
in the
Okay.
2.5 months-ish.
Now you went
That's-
down to Waltham?
I
that one?
did, and I,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Okay, wasn't there a place in Worcester though that we were looking into? Would that be closer?
We've talked about
Well, it
it.
would
I don't
be,
know
but
that
I'm
we
not
found
sure
it.
it exists.
Oh.
If they take,
oh,
or if they take bulk, like as Stanley's bringing.
Yeah, I
sometimes
mean, I
that-
gotta say that these people were really nice to work with. I mean,
Okay.
they were very
Good.
receptive, very helpful, very accommodating. Yes, it is a little far, but boy, all in all, the whole experience was very painless. I
Good.
gotta say.
So you track your mileage and so forth and.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
got to figure out how to do that, but I don't know,
So
is there a form
who's
for
got
that
that
or?
formula?
Actually, the form is on the Town of Berlin website
Okay,
under forms.
all right.
It may not be updated with the mileage because I don't know if they've updated it yet, but I can change the amount.
Well, if you
need
turn,
That's fine.
it should be correct for this year.
be.
How many
maybe.
boxes did you say, Stan? Those
So-
cases?
So I would say there was, that's a great question, Paul. I didn't actually see the funny thing is when I got there, he said to me, "So how many do you have?" And I said, "Well, I didn't know I could just count them and give you a number." And so they
8
gave,
million.
so he just, he was kind of writing it down on an envelope and gave it to me. I know that it was 13 bags, and I want to say it was 18 boxes of bottles.
Wow, okay.
So
That many.
Dagenos has agreed to save boxes for us. I went in and talked to Chris there. He said that they were actually they were throwing away boxes, so he's quite happy to have them go to use rather than having to go in I assume that they recycle, but rather than having to get rid of them. So he was happy about that. I'm obviously happy to get them. And we generate more bottles than so I talked to the guys at the recycling place too, and I said, does it have to be in boxes or could they be, could I give you, say, 40 of them in a bag kind of thing? And they were okay with that. They weren't excited about it. They were okay with it.
Yeah.
So, part of the thing, so we just emptied the glass container just now,
Oh, okay,
just last week. So when it's empty, we're not really pulling out
right.
bottles
right.
out of there, to be honest with you. But I do have barrels out there, and people are still putting their stuff in the barrels. Of course, they're also putting their wine bottles and their, whatever, but
Yeah.
that's fine. But as it gets fuller, like I'm not going to climb inside the
No,
glass container to
no.
pull out returnables, but as it gets fuller, it's more easy. That was almost English. It gets easier to just pull them out. And it's a double whammy. I mean, we're paying a fair amount of money
Right.
to get rid of the glass,
Mhm.
and we're getting the nickel. I mean, the cans weigh hardly anything, and so we're not saving all that much pulling them out of the recycling stream, but the bottles, we certainly will be.
Absolutely.
So those I'm actually a little more excited to do.
Approximately, I'm just curious, how long were you on site? Half an hour, 45 minutes?
At the recycling place.
Yeah,
At
I'm not
the place,
talking travel time. I'm
15
just
at the
wondering
top,
how long
15
it took
top.
you to unload and for them to process.
15 tops. That's what I'm
Really?
saying. 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and they helped me unload the trailer.
No
So I mean,
kidding.
it was just like it was a breeze. It was just in and
Yeah.
out, and they didn't sort them. They didn't, like I said, they were looking for the number from me. I guess Eddie goes in there and just tells them I've got 1,800 or whatever his
Yeah,
number is. I mean,
we've got some
it's a
credibility
substantial amount.
via Eddie, which is nice. Yeah.
Oh, You brought in a
Yes,
third or
that-
2/3
that is
of what
also
we
true.
had, Stanley.
What's
probably
that,
about
Bobby?
a third.
Did you
probably
say
about a
you
third.
brought in a third or 2/3 of what we had?
About 1/3.
Wow, no kidding.
One
So
third.
you generated
Yeah,
$800 something, in the end, maybe, huh? Yeah,
I would say, yeah, at least at minimal quarterly.
terrific.
So having said that, so I did talk to June.
Yeah.
A little bit about revolving
Where the
funds
money
and how we could
goes,
maybe
yeah.
dedicate this
Yeah.
money. So the thing about a revolving fund is it has to be in and out for the same thing. So like, I guess they set up a revolving fund for those, for the recycle bins. Because they
Yeah.
paid for them out of that fund, and then the money came back and went right in that fund, and it was just a 1-for-1 in and out for the same product.
Yeah. I wonder
So
if
it didn't
be-
sound like it would work well for the recycling because this
No,
was
I
just
guess,
a revenue stream.
No, we're just gonna have to track all of it and provide that information to FinCom at next year's budget and say, we want. you
Yeah,
know,
so, and we'll obviously have we'll have a year's worth of data.
Yep.
and
Yep, I
then we
track
can-
it on
and
the
her-
spreadsheet.
June's suggestion was is that June's suggestion was is that if we had something we wanted to do with the money, then submit a budget that showed, $2,000 for landscaping, or, whatever it was that we decided we wanted it to be for, with the understanding or with our expectation that, that 2,000 would be offset by our offset receipts. With our returns there. And so therefore it's just becomes another offset receipt that goes towards our, towards what we contribute, just the same as, collecting for all the other things that we collect for.
Okay, cool, very good, very good.
Okay, now
So
Donna,
that sounded like the easiest thing. Sorry, go
Donna
ahead.
did some work on the transfer station flyer.
Excellent.
I
don't like one of them at all.
Well, I'm gonna try
I'm
and share that.
gonna jump in on this.
Okay,
And I can be easily outvoted. I don't have a problem with that. But I have some issues with trying to deal with this over Zoom. And I think it might be more efficient if we met in person, call a special meeting. I know, groan, I got it.
No,
So
you
that
don't.
we can work at a table and determine really what looks best and so forth, because doing this on Zoom, what do you think about this paragraph?
Can't see
And
it.
maybe I'm just being, I don't know, something.
A
Nelly.
Luddite. A Luddite.
Thank you, Stan. Yeah, Luddite works. I wear that hat
I
well.
didn't want to call them old fashioned.
You know the term because I am one, yes.
I am old fashioned. And I'm damn proud of it.
Yeah,
Hey.
me too, Paul.
I don't know. So, how do the rest of you feel? I mean, we can
fine with
give it a shot and see how it works, but I
Mhm.
don't know how efficient it's going to be doing it over Zoom.
No.
Because we're
Stan
dealing with
already-
a hard copy something.
Sure.
I can make myself available, but Stan's the one with, Stan and Donna are the ones with a pretty demanding schedule.
Right.
Sure.
I'm flexible.
I am too.
So am I. And,
Well,
and
I
I
have
think,
more time in the evenings than I have during the day.
oh,
I think,
Oh, it
I
would
think-
definitely be evening, yeah.
I was gonna say, could we do it Monday during the day while I'm there?
it
I
gives
mean-
a-
If we've got to
Yeah,
pay
that
more
doesn't work
hours,
for me.
Donna,
Sorry,
for
Donna.
this, we will.
Oh.
I don't care what
I mean,
Sue
it could be
says.
Monday, late afternoon. It could be mid to late afternoon for me. I just can't do morning.
Yeah, I
right.
mean,
Right.
I'm there till 4. I mean, if we could do something
I
like
could do
that.
it. I could be there for 3.
or an in-person meeting sometime in the near future.
Well, what about
that's
the
what I'm
meeting on the
saying.
6th? Oh,
A scheduled meeting,
Sue's
Well,
gonna. be
I
remote.
think the 6th pushes this into June, and I'm thinking sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Okay,
Because
Okay.
Yeah.
we're still gonna have things to shake out, and
okay.
I don't want us dealing with the 11th hour, because we're gonna have to get this thing
Yeah.
resolved and sent out to people, and
Yep.
For the
Well, I
fiscal
can
year.
do it
Yeah.
in
it really
person or
wouldn't,
Zoom the
11th
next
hour
2
wouldn't
Mondays.
be good. I'm sorry,
No.
Sue.
I was gonna say, in the past, it's just been Paul and I trying to massage it
Yeah,
and get it done.
Yeah, but we welcome new input.
right.
If we can work out something on Monday afternoon,
Yeah.
maybe even if we have to do 4 to 5, Donna, could you work an extra hour?
yep,
I mean, we'll just take it away from the transfer station budget.
I can do that.
Don't worry, Stan, we
Yeah,
budgeted
I'll
on
co-
a
I'll
side.
cover
If
one
we
of the
have,
guys on
if we have
Saturday
to
then.
start a little early until Stan gets there,
Sure.
at least we've got some momentum going and he can jump in at any point and give us
No.
his feedback.
Now, do we
Yeah,
have to publish?
That's the
this?
22nd,
We would have to publish it as a meeting. Yes.
Okay,
or maybe, yeah, if we're all there, sure.
Yeah, we could do the 20, I can do the 22nd.
What
okay.
time did we decide on? 5? Or what was it,
No.
Paul?
Free.
Anywhere
3
from
to
3 to
3:30.
5.
3 to 3, all right, 3, yeah.
Okay, so
Want
what
to say
is,
3:00 on the 22nd?
Yeah,
That'll
I-
work.
like you said, Paul, I think that's, I can jump in. I don't know if I'll be there right at 3, but I'll do. my
Yeah, no,
best.
understood.
May 22nd?
You might miss some of the squabbling, so.
I don't
you
know.
Might be
It
in a
sounds
better
exciting. I don't
place.
know if I want to miss that.
Well, take a blank flyer and mark it up and come prepared to the meeting, okay?
I'm prepared.
Okay.
What?
With your
Okay.
red pen, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And-
Do you have a help wanted sign down at the transfer station?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't taken down that one. It's still.
You did, I
Still
did,
there,
yeah.
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 And Stan, you saw that I requested a door fob for you?
I
Yeah.
did. I thought that I just needed to talk to Chief Shartner, but
Well, I went to talk to Chief Shartner and they said, no, he's
Go
turned
through
that to
Kristen.
Kristen, so
okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Donna and I sent
Yep.
an email to Kristen requesting
I
it
did.
for
I
you.
did see
yep,
that.
I
yes.
CC'd him on it.
Yep.
Yep.
So, now how do we go ahead and post this next meeting? I'm not sure how to do that.
We go into my town government and we say we're gonna have a regular public meeting.
For
Okay,
the town, for the flyer. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we can do it right in the Board of Health office.
okay,
Yeah,
So
or
can we-
or the room next door, either.
because
or,
I'm not
yeah.
there until, what's,
I'll do it.
May, wait a minute.
And-
where- Is it
and
next Monday is the meeting?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
And we-
can you- yeah, because I won't be able to get in there before then, so you were gonna
Yeah, I was gonna
post
say,
it
what does it have to be? 3 days? How far in advance?
I-
Is it?
24.
48 hours, I think.
48
yeah.
hours.
48. Yeah, okay, cool.
But we would
Okay.
just put for discussion of flyers, so people won't
Right.
consider it a
Right,
meeting. Is that what we'd have to do?
Yeah, that's the only thing to put on on the agenda.
Yeah.
right,
Discussion of TS flyer.
Yeah.
okay. And we could just put it in the Board of Health offices. I forget what our room number is. Because I think Leanne's gone by then, and I think Richard's usually gone by then.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Okay,
I'll
awesome.
get it as long as it's posted, even
Yep,
if it's misspelled. As
Well,
long as it's posted, we're covered.
yeah. Okay,
And Sue, I want to thank you for sending out your reminders because I need those. Thank you.
Well, would you just do that to make it easier for you to find us?
Well, it's important because I will tell you up front that I need them. So thank you.
Okay. And, Paul says, oh, you should invite Stan. And I'm like, I already did. Okay,
Sometimes I'm gonna step behind the 8 ball, so whatever. All right, that sounds good. We have a plan.
yep.
Do I hear a motion or do I
I
any
will-
other new business?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor? I'll say aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right, meeting is adjourned.